We're doing our Explore the Shore unit. So last time, Miss Phyllis read you guys Flossie the Flounder. And now we're out where Flossie the Flounder would actually live. We're in the middle of the Chesapeake Bay, and today we're going to talk about the Chesapeake Bay and how it is the largest estuary in the United States. Stay tuned! We started our adventure this morning by getting in the van and heading south.
Once we arrived at Cape Charles, we headed to the dock to start exploring.
As we walked down the dock, we took in all the sights and sounds of the bay.
We also saw signs that told us about the different types of fish found in the Chesapeake Bay. We learned about the spouted trout, or as it is called, speckled trout. The speckled trout is one of the bay's top predators and lives in the sandy bottom areas of the bay near grass beds.
We learned about the black drumfish. They mainly live in the bottom of the bay near oyster reefs, as they use their strong teeth plates to crush the hard shells of the clams, oysters, and crabs.
Then we learned about the striped bass. The Chesapeake Bay is actually the largest striped bass nursery area on the Atlantic coast. This means that most of the striped bass populations are born in the bay.
Bluefish visit the bay from spring through fall. Bluefish are very aggressive and form schools or large groups in open waters.
The last fish we learned about was the real-life Flossie flounder. Flounders live on the bottom of the bay, and their babies, like Floyd, can be found in shallow waters and on sandbars. Flounders protect themselves from predators or things that will eat them by burying itself in the sand.
While we were exploring, we saw a bird that made a nest on the top of the tower in the bay.
Estuaries are among the most productive environments on Earth, creating more organic matter each year than similarly sized forests and agricultural areas. Estuaries also provide diverse habitats for wildlife and aquatic life, protect our communities against flooding, reduce population to waterways, and support local economies through commercial and recreational activities.
Like Miss Phyllis just talked about, the Chesapeake Bay provides habitats that wildlife flourish in that is unlike anything else.
Check out all these little crabs that were out and about this morning climbing on the rocks at the edge of the water. Boys and girls, this is just another example of wildlife that calls the Chesapeake Bay their home. When the crabs get bigger and start spending more time in the water, people use traps like this one to catch the crabs. This net did not have any in it at this time.
Next, Miss Phyllis and I went to the Eastern Shores Wildlife Visitor Center down by the bridge tunnel to learn more about the bay as an estuary and to learn about the other animals that live there that we didn't get to see in person.
While we were visiting, we learned that estuaries like the Chesapeake Bay form the base for one of the world's most important food chains. More than 80% of the world's seafood that we eat depend on estuaries at some point as habitats. Nearly all oysters, clams, and blue crabs come from estuaries like the bay.
At the visitor center, we also got to view decoys, or lifelike models of birds that live around the bay, such as pelicans, like on Finding Nemo, bufflehead ducks, blue-winged teal ducks, and redhead ducks.
So boys and girls, today we have explored the Chesapeake Bay and what it means to be an estuary. The bay has many different habitats to offer between the land and water for a wide variety of wild and aquatic life. That's going to be it for us today. Don't forget to fill out the survey in the description of the video for some cool wildlife activities. We will see you next time on The Hive, where we'll be looking at the beach versus the marshland as habitats for animals more closely. Bye-bye.